But that's not the only figure that's having some interesting encounters this week, because Mercedes Moné recently clapped back at a fan for implying that she left WWE for creative reasons, and then told the fan to keep reading his fiction. So to kind of summarize the encounter, he was just like, so, you left, how's New Japan treating you since you left WWE for creative reasons? She was like, oh, did I say that? And he was like, no. Just like, so like, I didn't say that. Like, essentially she was saying like, I didn't say that. Like, where did you find that out from? And it was like, oh, reports. And it's like, well, you can keep reading your fan fiction, but I didn't say that. Like, and if you want to know what happened, wait for the book. I'll tell you. And then she signed her autograph and she said, thank you. And then you go online and this encounter was posted and you just heard a bunch of stuff about like how rude she is and this, that, and the third and da 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 da. I want to know your opinion on it. Do you think she was overreacting? Do you think she was rude? Let me know.
Okay, first and foremost, Mercedes is a human.
Mm-hmm.
She's a human with a lot of emotions, just like the rest of us. And I get frustrated at the idea that today's fans are so entitled that they feel like someone having a reaction is somehow heard as being mean or unprofessional. Because how would you feel? Could we all been in this position before? How would you feel if a situation happened and you never got to tell your truth, but already there's rumors flying?
Mm-hmm.
But instead of just saying your truth, because you can't, because legal reasons or whatever reasons that you ever chose not to speak up, everyone's just running through this and they have a narrative and they're just running, they're soaring with it. You know what I mean? We never got a quote from Mercedes or Naomi regarding why they left. As the guy said, he read reports. And we should know as wrestling fans that not every report is actually accurate.
Mm-hmm.
It must be very frustrating to have dealt with a situation that's been about a year and a half long, and you know why you can't speak up, because I'm pretty sure there's tons of paperwork they had to sign or had signed in the past that prevents them to speak upon said issue. But we don't know. And what I read off of her reaction was not someone who was being a bitch or someone that gets triggered fast, but it seemed like there was more hurt in her eyes because she can't speak up yet. And we don't know what happened. It could have been something dark as fuck that happened backstage.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe for her was a traumatic experience that she had to make that decision and just drop it and leave it with Naomi. Or maybe she stuck up for something, that she just was not going to tolerate with WWE. We don't know. So I thought that was inappropriate to like poke her with that question. I don't know why they expected that she was going to tell a stranger this, especially with a camera in her face.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you paid for her to sign something, she don't got to answer every one of your fucking questions. And just because you ask her a question doesn't mean that she doesn't have the right to respond like a fucking human. If you ask her a dumb fucking question, expect a dumb fucking response. She's not in the E anymore. She's gonna have her own reaction, which she did. And I like the way she handled it because, yeah, she was rude, but she had every right to be rude, and she basically like made them look stupid. Like, all right, you're reading off of reports. Other people are speaking for me, but me. Other people are speaking for me, but me.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna tell me about me. Who the fuck are you? So honestly, the people that and by the way, I just want to throw this in because she's nicer than me because I would have just threw that piece of paper back at your face, bitch. I would have, but she signed it while she was telling them off. Like that takes a lot of patience. I could not do that. But evidently, Mercedes was not on the wrong. You fans need to stop acting so fucking entitled. Because this was not the only incident this freaking week within the last 3 days where I seen a fan act entitled. I just saw a fucking fan yell at Cody Rhodes because they didn't take a picture with their wife when he was in passing. Like, y'all paid to watch a show. And similar to you, to the person with Mercedes, you paid for a picture to be signed and to just be in her presence. You should have said, hi, how are you? How you like in Japan? Or I love your matches. Something that's supporting, something that's endearing. Like the woman has been through a lot. And you don't know. You don't fucking know. So stop. So learn to come at people correct and treat them like humans. Like, ugh. I'm sorry. I'm just getting flustered. But
You're
Jordan, take
good.
it away. How do you feel about this?
You know, it's so funny. You touched on something that I think it was so funny because I was thinking about this week, and it's the perfect time to talk about it. I feel like because people conflate entertainment with accommodation. Because I make the choice to adopt a career in which I am entertaining an audience, you think that it is now my obligation to accommodate you. Just because I am a pro wrestler doesn't mean I got to take pictures of you and your 50-11 kids. Just because I'm an entertainer doesn't mean I got to answer every question that you have about me. Because truth be told, the question and the answer may not be any of your business. So there's that. Just because I make the choice to entertain you or I adopt a career as an entertainer does not mean that it is my job to accommodate you. And what happens is that a lot of fans, and not just in pro wrestling, but just in entertainment, arts, sports in general, they think that because there are these blurred lines on social media and I'm being a little bit more vulnerable and I'm being a little bit more authentic, you think that it is my obligation that I have to tell you everything. You think that it's my obligation that I have to dive, indulge you on my life. You think that it's my obligation that I have to tell you everything that you want and do everything that you want me to do for you. When in reality, I don't got to do nothing but live, breathe, and die and do the job that I was paid to do. Now,
Literally.
as it pertains to like the meet and greet, right? Literally. And I think people like misunderstand meet. The name is in the title, meet and greet. It's not a Q&A. It's not an Instagram live where you ask me a question. It's a meet. Hi, my name is, and a greet. Yo, hey, all I got to do is tell you my name and say hi. That's all I got to do in a meet and greet. If I'm signing a picture, if I'm doing an autograph signing, I just got to sign the autograph. Any interaction outside of that and in addition to that is a plus, is a bonus. You get a compliment on your fit, that's a plus. You get a smile, that's a plus. Somebody asks you a question and they answer you, that's a plus. These are not things that said entertainer is obligated to do. But because a lot of y'all conflate entertainment with accommodation, you think that these cats are supposed to do whatever you want them to do for you. So then that's the thing.
Frustrating.
Now, the whole thing about Mercedes answering the way that she did, it's like you are approaching someone with a statement as if it were truth, and you don't even know if it's true or not. But yet she's rude. You're approaching her with an unconfirmed rumor, and yet she's rude because she's essentially telling you, you don't know what it is. You don't know what happened. And that's the reality. But because, once again, in that moment, you didn't feel accommodated, now all of a sudden, she's the bad person. Oh, it's just some things are not your business. And on top of that, like some things are being saved for future projects. She's probably going to talk about it in the book, and you can crack open the book. But I feel like what ends up, I honestly also just think, that when Black women stand up for themselves, it's always a problem. It's always an issue. It's always oh my God, she's so. Sir, you approach me with if I came to you and was like, yo, you married to such and such, right? And it's like, nah, no, I'm not married to such and such. Like, would you consider yourself rude? Or would you consider me rude for even coming to you with that unconfirmed truth or unconfirmed statement as if it were truth and putting the camera in front of your face? Like, you're rude. And when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I don't think Mercedes was rude. Mercedes stood on business. Mercedes stood on business. Mercedes stood on business, and y'all was mad because y'all got embarrassed. That's what it was. That's what it was. She wasn't rude. You just got embarrassed on the internet.
It's funny because if it was like the opposite way around, and let's just say they got the last word, then fans would have been like, "Oh, like, well, they ate her up, or whatnot." But
Right.
because she makes more money than them, and she's more famous than them, or whatnot, they for some reason have like these expectations that you know that she probably should have said less, that she should have maintained herself, that she should have controlled herself. No, honestly, like I said before, I feel like wrestling fans are spoiled with the amount of access they have
Mm-hmm.
to these wrestlers. Due to social media, and it's definitely warped their brains, because this man did not take any social cues at all whatsoever
Right.
in those videos, and it gave off very much like Dance Monkey Dance to me,
Yeah,
just
facts.
because he was expecting, like, he for some reason felt like he was on the same level as Mercedes to be pressing her about her own life in that way. Like, you're not an interviewer, okay? This is not your job, and as
Mm-hmm.
Jordan previously stated, it's a meet and greet. You're lucky enough that she even got to help people have held dialogue with her. Because again, me, I would have eye rolled you and just like, get the fuck on. Like, take this bullshit ass picture with the autograph and get the fuck on. Like, but you were able to hold a whole conversation with her. To be honest, that's a privilege for you. Even though you got cussed out, you should have taken it as a privilege, take it as a life lesson, and stop putting people in uncomfortable positions that you wouldn't want to see yourself in. Just
Right.
think, people. Fucking think. For the love of God. I'm begging you. Y'all make me embarrassed to be part of this community. You really do. You really do. Y'all always want to say Mercedes got a bad attitude and she don't like her fans because these type of videos, unfortunately, are the ones that circulate. But it's like when you break it down, she really just like you and I.
Mm-hmm.
She just like you and I.
And we would have responded the same way. But I'm going to end on that note. Let us know how you feel about this Mercedes Monet incident in the comments below. But that concludes our show for today. Welcome back, Mo. Welcome back. I'm so glad that you're back on air. But once again, thank y'all so much for tuning in and tapping in. And we will see y'all next week.